Hello, everyone. Today we are going to study or to know about the relative classes. What is a relative class? That is a question. So a relative class or relative classes contain information about a particular subject. Okay, so it's like a sentence. And in that sentence, we have information about a specific subject. We are going to know that, okay? So we have here an example. We have the man that is wearing a blue shirt is my uncle. So who is my uncle? The man that is wearing a blue shirt. So in that case, what you see underlined, that is the relative class, because it's giving us more information about any specific subject, in this case, about the man, right? And that is a relative class, okay? It's the information. It contains information about a specific subject, okay? And there are some relative pronouns that we use on the relative classes, okay? So we have who, we use who when we refer to people, who. We also use that, okay? That, we can use that to refer to people and things, okay? We have when. When, it's when we talk about time. When. Then we have possession, whose. You have animals and things. For animals and things, we use which and that. When we talk about places, we are going to use where, okay, where. And for people, we use whom, okay, also, we use whom. Those are relative pronouns. Those are called relative pronouns because they are the ones that join the main subject with the information that we add. Okay, and that information could be something necessary on our sentence, or it can be just extra information. So that is why we have two types of relative classes. We have defining or restrictive relative classes, and we have non-defining or non-restrictive relative classes. So as I said before, if in a sentence we have necessary information, then it's a restrictive relative class. And also we do not use commas when writing a defining relative class. But on the other hand, we have non-defining or non-restrictive relative classes, and on those, we add just extra information, okay? It's not necessary to distinguish which person we are talking about. That means that if we take out that information, the sentence will make sense, will still make sense, even if that information is not there, okay? But on defining or restrictive, that information is necessary to understand the whole idea. So I have some examples for you. And we have this. The person that is sitting on the blue chair is my boyfriend. So who is my boyfriend? The person that is sitting on the blue chair. So if we don't have that information, we are not going to know who we are talking about, okay? That information is necessary, so that is why it's restricted. And we don't need commas because it's important. The information is important. And it's necessary to understand the whole meaning. The other example says, the journalist whose story I read yesterday has won prizes for her work. So who are we talking about? The journalist, but specifically the one whose story I read yesterday. Okay. If we don't say that, we're not going to know exactly the person that we are talking about. And on the other hand, we have the non-restrictive. And as I said in the previous slide, on this type of sentences, the information that is there is not necessary to understand the whole meaning. Okay, so we have my boyfriend, who is good at math, has won an award. So if we delete that and we just say my boyfriend has won an award, the sentence makes sense by itself. Okay, so that is just extra information that we add and we put it between commas. Okay, and my pet dog, which is a poodle, got lost. If we don't mention that information that is in purple, my pet dog got lost, we still got the idea, right? The main idea of the sentence. So that is a non-restrictive relative clause. We have more examples. The police found a woman that owns the place. So the police found a woman. If we only say that, we don't know who is the woman, right? So we need to specify that by adding some information, some necessary information. So we say the woman that owns the place. The boy who is pointing at the sky saw a UFO. So the boy, which one? Maybe there are many boys, but there is only one who is pointing at the sky. So we need to specify that to know the person we're talking about. So the boy who is pointing at the sky saw a UFO. Okay, if we just say the boy saw a UFO, we wonder who is that boy. Okay, so that is why we add that information that give us the idea of the person we are talking about. And on the non-restrictive, again, we have the complete meaning, okay? If we don't mention the extra information. Sam, who died last year, was our favorite uncle. If we just say Sam was our favorite uncle, it makes sense, right? My cousin Nick, whose father is my father's older brother, and I have been good mates ever since we were at school together. So if we say only my cousin Nick and I have been good mates ever since, Serena, it makes sense, right? And the words we have in purple, that is extra information. Okay, we don't really need that to understand the whole meaning. Okay, so that is the difference. That in restrictive, we don't need commas. Not restrictive, we need commas because it's extra information. It's not necessary information to understand the whole idea. And on the other hand, we have information that is required in order to know more about the subject. Okay, so that is all for this lesson, and I hope you like it. I hope you can give me your comments and also your own examples. Okay, so bye.